Good afternoon, Ameen.
Very good
I
afternoon.
hope you're fine. After a long time, we are meeting again. It's
Yes,
around
yes.
1 month.
Yeah, absolute pleasure.
And our podcast has been receiving overwhelming response from people across Kerala.
Yeah, that's
People are so fascinated about the content we are talking. The reason is very simple that we are talking the basics of algorithms and basics of media planning and media buying,
Yeah,
which
I
is
understand.
relevant right now in 2025. People are so supportive. People are actually very fond of our content. People are actually appreciating the approach we have taken.
Mhm.
So based on that feedback, I'm going to put together today a podcast
Mhm.
which will be remembered by majority of the people across the media planning and media buying group.
Mhm.
And that will be the changes in algorithm,
Mhm.
the infrastructural changes which Zuckerberg has already implemented in all Meta platforms.
Mhm.
Today we will be not going into the Google scenario because
Mhm.
the topic which we are going to discuss today is very vast.
Yeah.
And the topic will be creatives.
Yes.
Actually, what is creatives?
Mhm.
Why I am fond of this talk show or podcast on creative will be that Meta has already rolled out some amazing changes and structural shift in their algorithmic what you say tilt or
Mhm.
the imperfections in algorithm has been already resolved,
Mhm.
and these people have intelligently studied touch points of human psychology.
Yes.
So now Meta is saying to you that you should be more focused on creatives. So
Yeah.
a person who is a media planner or a media buyer will be a person who is a perfect creative strategist right now.
Mhm.
So a person who can understand emotions, a person who can understand psychology, a person who can understand aspirations, a person who can understand affordability,
Mhm.
a person who can understand what customer needs actually,
Mhm.
and how to make a customer from unaware to aware stage of a
Yeah.
product
True.
is a person who is a good creative strategist.
Mhm. Yes.
So my wonderful question to you today first will
Mhm.
be, based on the Andromeda's platform which Meta has rolled out successfully, why creative is so buzzword right now in 2025?
I love that question. That's the most trending and relevant topic right now.
Yes,
See,
yes.
until 2024, we had different areas to test, and that left performance marketer totally confused. Where should I start testing? Should I start testing with audience? Let's say, once I get a client, then I can form different audience combinations around their product, right? Based on interest, based on their online activities, or based on pages they follow, based on a lot of other things, right? Now, all these audience testing is irrelevant. On top of that, previously, people who are running ads on Meta had an unparalleled advantage if they had enough data on their pixels. Let's say they had they were running lookalike audiences. For example, 1,000 people have added product into their cart, so they have an advantage of running an ad targeting their lookalike audience of people who have purchased or people who have added product to the cart. Now, if you are starting fresh, you don't have any of this advantage. You have no data to pull from Meta and to build your lookalike audiences and custom audiences around that. That's why Meta want to make everything simple for everyone. They have to form a level playing field. If you are running Meta ads for 10 years or if you're just starting, you both have to be treated equally. That's why Meta recently rolled out those updates where audience targeting is irrelevant. You can keep your targeting at a broader level when you're starting your Meta campaigns, and Meta can take care of it. It will gradually optimize your campaign towards the goal you want to optimize. If it is cost per lead, it will optimize towards it. If it is cost per website purchase, it will optimize towards. So Meta want to offer a level playing field for those who are running ads for long and those who are just starting off. So if you are launching a campaign in 2025, you can just start off with broad targeting. Okay, let me give you an example. It's a very interesting example, and you might be little, surprised to see the results what I have got. I was running a campaign for a
Okay,
very,
fine.
very niche audience. So people that's for startup and business owners who want to raise fund for their startup. You know how many businesses, private limited company register every year. It's less than a lakh. So every year, less than a lakh people
Okay.
register their company. So the audience compared to 150, 160 crore people in India, 1 lakh is very teeny tiny fraction, right? So now,
Yeah, it's a very meager number, right? Yes.
Yes, exactly. Now, if imagine I have started running because I was always thrilled and curious to test this out. Everyone has been talking a lot about broad audience and advantage plus sales campaign. Now, I wanted to test this hypothesis, what has been trending in the market with my niche product. This is people who are looking to raise fund for their company. And here is a surprising result. When I started in the first week, it was very disappointing result. I kept my audience targeting broad. Okay. So, you have to understand what the product is. It's only targeting business owners who want to raise fund. I kept a broad targeting. My initial cost per click was over 100 rupees. I thought, okay, just a fuss. In Meta, what audience targeting to be taken away? They're still testing, but this is not refined right now. That was my initial conclusion from the first week when cost per click was 100 rupees. But as a performance marketer, we have we have a Bible to follow, right? So this is the golden rule I follow. Even if your campaign is not giving you the results that you are looking for. In my case, my cost per link click was very high. Even if it is less, you have to continue running it for at least 2 weeks before you take a decision on that campaign. I ran it for 2 weeks and this is my second week. You know what is my cost per link click? Today it is 17 rupees. Just 17 rupees down from 100 rupees. So that's why, because I have structured my campaign in a way that it can always feed the algorithm back with the right amount of data. So every time people click my ad, data is passed to Meta. Every time people visit my landing page, it goes to Meta. Every time people add product to cart, it goes to Meta again. Initiate checkout, Meta again. Purchase. So Meta has an idea. Okay, out of this many people click that page, this many have landed, this many have added product to cart, this many have initiated checkout, and this many have purchased. So when data populates in this area at the bottom of my funnel, that's where Meta gets, okay, this is the people Ameen is looking to find. And let me find more of such people and get him the research what he wants. So how you can get that? See, if you're targeting broad,
it's a very interesting case study with what you have told right now.
So what makes it more interesting is the product I have chosen. So very less people will have the guts to test a broad audience in a niche category. It's a super niche category. People who are looking to raise fund for their startup, especially from venture capital.
Let me add a point there. My understanding will be that you have made unaware audience to an audience where they are aware about the solution, right? Mm-hmm. You try to make a creative, which try to actually make a bridge of the unaware stage of the consumer who is like 1 lakh people to a consumer who can be converted, because these people will be looking for that service dead sure. Mm-hmm. These people are actually looking for that service, but those people doesn't have the capacity to look on that on a broader level. So what you have tried actually is to make that creative or the messaging or the conversion type based on all the touch points which you discuss right now, will be make it more granular and make it more clear for the algorithm to pick the audience where that audience will be most likely to convert, because algorithm likes those people who spends money on the algorithm where that people get result. Algorithm is not like we can't say that algorithm is very chaotic. One of the media planner who is a mentor of mine told me, don't ever blame the algorithm. Try to be a friend with the algorithm and try to teach it the best methods by which it can give you the best optimal result. So based on the case study which you told me right now, I think so we both are on the same page that algorithm has taken the right signal for the audience to be connected, right? That will be the basic thing what you have done. But you have done it in a beautiful way.
Now it's our job to give enough creatives. In 2025, let me give you a surprising fact that your hit rate is going to be 9%, somewhere around that, which means you have to make 11 creatives to get a winner. So very recently, I have been talking to a business owner, and he has been taking more than 2 weeks, just iterating, not iterating. He was revising the edits his editor was giving. It was just one video. So 2 weeks ago, he got the video, and I was quite happy with it. And I can just simply run a campaign on it. Maybe make little changes. Take some part from the end to the beginning, and try with 5 different hook variations, same video, but I can change the initial 3 seconds to see which one is performing well. But the business owner, he's very aspirational business owner. His product is amazing. It's a killer product. I'm sure he will find success in the market. But this is where he has gone wrong. He has taken more than 2 weeks just making small, tiny changes on one video. Just for one video, he has made all the changes. Now, because that's what he believes. So he found some of the most interesting benefits of his product, and he put together every benefits that attracted him in one video, and that video is more than 1 minute 30 seconds. It's a long video. Who is going to stay till 90 seconds, till the end of 90 seconds? Very less people, right? At the same time, he could have came up with 4 to 8 number of videos, maybe half of them shorter, less than 30 seconds, and the other half longer, because you need to grab attention and build trust. To grab attention, you need short form content, less than 30 seconds. To establish the trust, to build the trust, you need long form content. You have to educate them. That's where they build the trust. That's where they build the buying decision. So instead of having
that's a very clear analogy. So actually, the product owner was so obsessed about the product that he thinks that while rolling out the product to the market, on the straight go that product will be appreciated by the customer. Actually, the customer will not appreciate that product. In order to appreciate the product, on the first space, what I told you before, on my experience, that we have to first of all see that what is the aspiration of customer using this product. So that has to be done through proper communication. So communication in the sense that proper communication, proper structuring, proper use case, proper USP, these things has to be shelled out. I'll give you an example of that sort. Yesterday, one of my student who studied marketing under me she asked me a simple question, that I have a client. That client is selling imitation jewelry, fine. And that imitation jewelry is, she asked me this question straight away, that I don't know how to position this product in the market. I asked her one simple question. And that simple question is very beneficial for the users who listen this broadcast. I asked her why people are using imitation jewelry. So she said, I don't know. So I said to her, see, gold is a product which is having so much value in Indian system or society. Gold is a stuff which is liked by all the women in our country to be weird, fine. But unfortunately, we don't have that much financial security but we have an aspiration to use gold ornaments as a stuff to flaunt in front of the people or to satisfy our mind. So I said, this is your USP. So you have to find out aspirational people who are not able to actually procure gold as an ornament, but they have an urge to use that product as a product which satisfies their mind. So this is your audience target. But as you said properly, absolutely. So as you said, the issue is that this stuff has to be communicated properly to the consumer. That has to be done through creatives. Right now.
Yes.
Right now. See, Sayana, you have to make it very clear to people that this is the pain point where I am going to give you a solution. And that's the reason why Meta is so obsessed about creative. That creative is the only way by which, because they know it very clearly. They know it very clearly that this is the way to take it further to the audience, because they understand the audience signal very much in advance than us. As I told in one of our podcasts before, that 52,000 touch points they have already been able to study about a profile, and they have around 3 billion profile which is connected to Meta's algorithm. So what you said is absolutely right, that you need creative testing on a scale which is satisfying for the Meta algorithm. So let me ask you another question, which is also fascinating with the same thing which we are talking right now. So what is actually a hook?
Okay. See, hook is nothing but, so it's nothing but what stops your audience from scrolling. So you have to see the pattern at which your users uses the Instagram, okay, the applications. They keep scrolling the content. They scroll past another reel, and when they see an ad, you have to grab their attention. They have to stop scrolling. If they don't scroll, imagine you have 1 minute long video, and you have the best part in the last 50 seconds. First 10 seconds is very boring. People won't watch it. Or if you can't grab attention of your users in the first 3 seconds, what's the point of having the best part in the end? This is not a movie where they have taken a ticket and they'll be sitting in the theater for 3 hours. Scrolling is something they used to do. Their mind is wired to do this action. So whenever they reach your ads, whenever they see your ad, they have to stop scrolling. That's the relevance of hook. So to get the best part of your ad, you have to hook them. The first three, I can say it's up to 6 seconds, but first 3 seconds is super important. That's where they decide whether I should stay or leave. Yeah. So I hope I answered your question.
So what are the different types of hooks which we can give to the customer as a reference point to build a creative?
Okay, so I have some 10 hooks format which is trending in 2025, and I have tested this for more than 3 years. Some of them are working for last 5 years consistently, and one of that is demographic hook, and most of our audience would be already using it. But there are some new hooks that are trending in 2025. So let me give you some example. Anti-traditional hook. So anti-traditional hook is nothing but, people have a concept, let's say there is a tradition. Your grandmother doesn't love cooking items in air fryer. Okay, so she want everything to be cooked in a traditional way using the traditional stove, and that's where your hook comes in the first 3 seconds. My grandmother, here is why my grandmother loves her air fryer. Okay, here is my grandmother loves her air fryer. That's an anti-tradition. So traditionally, she will hate air fryer and refrigerator. And so that arouses curiosity. So that's the curiosity. People want to know why grandmother. We say that if there is an image of, maybe a blonde, maybe a very old-looking woman using an air fryer and having an excited face towards that will work. You get the first 3 seconds. Now you tell your story in the rest of the part. That's one hook. Then conversational hook. Conversational means, they already have a conversation in their mind, and you are entering their conversation. It doesn't follow any pattern. For example, okay, these interview hacks are not working. Here is why. So it's already they are watching many how to crack interview type of videos in YouTube, and none of these interview hacks are working. They are giving interviews for long and they are being rejected. So they can connect. This is a conversation. Why these hacks are not working? That's where your ads come. Okay, these interview hacks are not working. Here is why. Okay, so you are entering their conversation, what's already in their mind. Then viral product hook. Very recently,
can you give me an idea where the non-traditional hooks are working in this industry? The other stuff which you told that will be working in this industry. If you can give a small glimpse. It would be glad from my side that the audience can understand that suppose he's working in education industry, this will be the hooks which is going to benefit them. If they are working in, like, suppose you want to sell grandmother's air fryer, मान लो कि क्या hook चलेगा उधर क्या hook चलेगा, fine.
Okay.
So if you can tell that a small example, like small stuff that this can work here or there, so it can actually help the person who is listening to our podcast.
Sure.
That
absolutely.
Okay, fine. Let me try that stuff.
Yeah. Okay, fine. So I have a client who is into parenting app. Okay, so basically you install an application in their kid's phone. the parents will get the complete control over their kids, what they watch, how much time they spend on educational app, how much they spend on games, are they properly completing their tasks? All those activities they can track. So basically, this is a tradition. Parents doesn't like their kids using phone, right? So most of the Indian parents hate that. They don't want. They have to take screen time away from their kids. Now imagine, here is why I give my phone. Here is why giving phone to my kid helped him score better. Nobody will believe. See, mother is giving phone to his kid, her kid, and here is why giving phone to him helped him score better in maths. How is that possible? Now, after that, so once you have the curiosity, once you have their attention, then you are explaining, even though I'm giving my phone, it has tracker installed. So now it's better for me. When I'm away from my home,
so you're making a negative hook. You're making a negative hook turned into a positive impact based on data.
Exactly. Right? So the problem
fine.
is, when I'm away from my home, I can't exactly know whether my kid is watching educational video. But if the tracker is there, if even though I'm giving him phone, sitting at my office, I can see, okay, he is going through some lectures in maths, he's going through some lectures in physics. These are the YouTube videos he's watching. So it's better to give him phone. So it's not only having that curiosity, having them hooked. You have to get them into an action. So just hooking them is not a big deal. You can use some B-roll videos, some funny videos, but hooking them in a relevant way, that's most important.
Fine. So based on the hook, actually tell me, what is this hold rate and hold rate, hook rate? Now, hook rate you have already clearly mentioned. What is actually hold rate? And people are so obsessed about this hold rate and stuff that they are not focused on actually the deliverables which is on the product. So many people have made this mistake that they are so focused on the hold rate and stuff like that. Hook rate is a very important metric to be looked upon. But actually, as we are into serious media planning and media buying, we'll be looking for cost per incremental reach. What is incremental attribution? We are not going to talk on that stuff today because our main focus is on creative. So let me ask a question, and that's a very general question which people would need to ask you, is that are we in a necessity to focus more on hold rate?
Yes. So my answer is yes and no at the same time. Okay. So see, as I said, hook is getting your users, your target audience watch first 3 seconds of video. Now the problem is, if you're only tracking hook rates, as I said, you can just put some funny videos in the beginning and get them hooked. Okay. How will you know that people are holding? People watch 3 seconds. Definitely, you cannot sell a product, or if you cannot communicate your message in 3 seconds. You need at least 15-30 seconds to communicate your idea, okay, to the target audience. That's where hold rate comes in. So out of people who are hooked, whom you have hooked, how many hold till 15 seconds? So these people, you got the attention, they stop scroll. Now, are they continue watching the video beyond 15 seconds so that my message is conveyed? Now, it is your job to talk about the problem, talk about the solution, talk about the product, and talk about your brand in the first 15 seconds. That might look challenging in the beginning. Okay. I can give you some of the best brands that are doing it. You can actually do, if you are writing copies really well, within 15 seconds, you can talk about problem, solution, and your brand. Okay.
So based on the IDA framework and based on the PAS framework, I think so we can actually make it workable. But as you said earlier, it's a tough proposition to do it in the beginning stage.
Yeah.
So my question to you will be
on this. I have few more hooks to cover up. Should I do that, or should we go to the next question?
No, I think so. We'll be talking on that hooks in the next episode.
Fine.
Because creative strategy is not a video. It's not a topic to be discussed in one video. Mm-hmm. It's a topic to be discussed in many videos actually, and it's the first part what we are going to roll out today. Mm-hmm. So based on the hook rate and hold rate, let me shift my question to the strategy part. Mm-hmm. So strategy part in the thing that creative strategy and creative scalability. Mm-hmm. So how are these things interconnected, and how we should go into that field on a novice level, on a fresher level, a person who is going to get into the world of social media ads. I'm not talking about performance marketing or growth or stuff. Let me take it very blunt that a person who is going to jump into the social media marketing space, what should be the process he should keep in mind
Mhm.
in terms of the creative strategy and the scalability button,
Mhm.
which he have to take into consideration while he's rolling out a campaign to entice customer.
Cool. Perfect.
Obviously the issue is that as we are very mature people, we say that Meta has bloody amount of audience, fine, but the negative part is that Meta has bloody audience in their hand, but we don't have the strategy to make unaware audience to problem aware or aware audience of the
Mhm.
product which we are going to roll out. So, Mr. Ameen, based on your experience, extensive experience working with Byju's to Cars 24, to the companies where you have consulted, I need a big story from you to make it considerable that why the heck we should think about creative strategy and scalability.
Okay, sure. Why creative is the most important factors in scaling your campaign? Okay, let me explain. See, first I have to explain 5 awareness stage. Okay, okay, let me start talking about 95-5 rule. So if you are having 100% target audience, only 5% is actively looking to buy. Okay, so you can only sell at that moment to these 5% of people. It doesn't mean that those are the only people that might sell, that might buy your product in the lifetime. You have whole 100 people, but 5%, 5 people will buy today, and 95 people will buy not today, but they will take time. Okay, so these are the 5 levels of awareness: unaware, then problem aware, solution aware, then product aware, and most aware. Let me give you an example so that even novice can understand. You are selling a water purifier called
Absolutely.
AquaSmart. Okay. Now, in our unaware audience, let's take us for an example. My father has been drinking water from well, natural well, for long. Okay, so he has never thought about buying a water purifier. We never had a water purifier at my home ever before. So for him, if I'm directly showing him an ad with an image of water purifier, buy this at 15% off. You can also get 2,000 rupees air filter for free. He's not going to buy. You have to get his attention. You have to put him into the funnel. So ask a very curiosity question. Do you know what is inside your drinking water? That's it. Do you know what is inside your drinking water? Maybe a video explaining one person is taking a sample of water from natural well and testing it through microscope and see a lot of contaminations. I got his attention. Now next, that is unaware. So now unaware has become problem aware. He know my water, the drinking water is contaminated. Now let's talk about problem aware audience. Problem aware, see, at the time of monsoon, most of our kids will fall sick. Both of my kids are sick now. Okay, so why is it? Because they are not much exposed to rain these days. It could be their drinking water, because monsoon, there is high chance that their drinking water might be mixed with something else. Because the natural well is quite exposed, and during monsoon there is less sun exposure. Sun exposure, this UV radiation kills the bacteria, so that could be a reason. So why your kids often fall sick? That's my problem. I'm facing that problem. So that's what a conversational hook is. I have this problem. Why my kid is sick for more than 3 times in the same month? Okay, I will read the article. I will watch the video. That could be the problem with their water. So the problem aware audience now is looking for solution. Okay, I need an water purifier. Now, I have explained unaware and problem aware. Let's look into the solution aware. Solution aware, they know, okay, my drinking water is contaminated. They are actively looking to buy different companies' water purifier. Purifier number 1, A, B, they don't know your product yet. Okay, AquaSmart is the product we are selling. They know A, B, C, D, and all other purifier. They don't know your product. That's where you have to explain. Here is why people are choosing AquaSmart over all other brands. Here is why 5,000 people or 5,000, 50,000 people have chosen AquaSmart in 2025. Okay, that's a curiosity arousing headline, right? Why people are going after this viral product when a lot of other competitors are selling the same product? You grab their attention, then you tell the story. Okay, now they move to the product aware. So looking for solution, you pitched your product, you chipped in. Now they know your product exists, but they haven't bought yet. That's where they need social validation. Okay, something that build trust. The quality of the product, the feed UGC testimonial. Someone has been using this thing, and they are saying, okay, I have been using this product for 1 year, and I'm seeing dramatic change in my kids' health. They were falling sick very often before, and now it all changed, and even the water looked clear, something like that. All this kind of stuff where your product is displayed. Okay, in those video, your product AquaSmart's water purifier will be present. Okay, until this point, unaware and solution aware, unaware and problem aware, you won't use your product's images very often. You can. There are different ways I do it for my clients, but it's generally not recommended. So now, most aware, they know your product, they know problem, they know all other solutions, they know your product, they haven't bought yet. Now, there they need a nudge. Okay, maybe a 25% offer, a coupon code worth 2,000 rupees, or maybe a 5-year warranty. All these things work at the bottom, most aware stage. So who is fast converting? Obviously, most aware. Okay, you are giving offers, discounts, freebies, and everything to these people, most aware. But can you scale that campaign? Definitely not, because those people are very less in number. Okay, so when you have exhausted your most aware audience, then you have to go to your product aware audience. Then you have to go to the problem aware audience. Then, solution, then problem, then to the unaware audience. That's where scaling works. So all these are very different.
Let me add a thought process here. Actually, what you said is absolutely in tandem with my thought that while you people are really injecting your idea into the most aware people or the problem aware people, one of my thought process is that your organic visibility in terms of your website, in terms of your product page, in terms of your landing page, in terms of your authority, in terms of your blogs, in terms of if you have a touch point on a physical note, in terms of your physical proximity where you can get this product, these types of touch points has to be activated. I think that you and me will be on the same synergy that touch point, actually when it is activated and we have a visibility and searchability on the organic front also, and that product which we are trying to roll out is having a large scale of audience which are trying to actually understand what are the solutions in the market for that product. So my consideration is that product actually is having a visibility, searchability, and a volume of people who are actually looking for that product. Actually, I came across an example of Attenberg as a company, where Attenberg is the most searched keyword for a category called fan. Because they are so accustomed to, the brand is so accustomed to the category called fan. Why? Because all the search terms which is related to fan has been already grabbed by the brand called Attenberg. Why? All the touch points of digital, they have clearly taken capture of that market by using creatives, by using communication. And as you mentioned properly, they have made the audience understand from unaware to most aware to problem aware to solution aware. These areas they have taken the touch point. So my thought process to be added here is that organic and paid should go in tandem, right? Organic and paid should go in tandem.
Absolutely.
So organic and the areas where we are going to explain about the most aware, problem aware, I think so, according to my consideration, that some industries blogs also will help, not to a larger extent, but some industries blogs also should.
Organic will definitely play a big part in that area, because once you have
why I asked you this question, I will explain to you. 2 days back in one of the discussions in a community in Kerala. The students were asking me one question directly, that whether organic search is so important in performance marketing, or are all we only going to talk about the creatives and positioning. I said both should go in tandem. Both should go in tandem. Why I told is that because you are an expert in creative strategy and scaling. So I thought that I should add that point also from my side, because you are so obsessed about the paid medium what you're talking about, and you know the stuff on the organic side also. But to audience understanding, I have added that point.
See, I'm a big fan of organic. See, if when a client comes and talk to me that I need to start paid campaign, I will first ask, what are your organic strategy? Where does it stand right now? See, because that is something that is going to give you a long-term reward. See, paid campaign, the moment you stop it, you will stop acquiring customers. But organic, whatever the investments you do, it's like it keeps appreciating as long as your company exists. So I'm a big fan of organic.
Fine. Let me ask you one other question, that in the funnel which we are explaining, like top of the funnel, middle of the funnel, and bottom of the funnel, and we know that many interconnected funnels are also there, which needs to be explained in the next episodes where we are actually recording the content. Let me ask you on a common layman terms, where videos, statics, DPAs, images, memes work. What type of creatives work in each funnel? According to your experience.
See, in the most aware stage and product aware stage, even pictures can do wonders. Just imagine, when you are going to Amazon and search for a product, let's say you are searching for organic face cream. Are you seeing a video or an image? Image, right?
We are seeing an image.
That's where we are converting. That's because an image can tell a story very quickly, which videos will take minutes to explain or hours to explain. So it's your job, you have to put your creative strategist under pressure that, in 1 minute, if I had a video, this is what I'm going to say. Now you have to do everything, all of these things, what I'm intended to say in a video in one image. So I have assigned, there is a funny story, I have assigned my team with the same task. I explained all this. There were around 15 benefits. 15 benefits I have given him. And I told him I need them in one creative. I don't need a video. Video I can produce. It's not a challenge because most of my conversions are happening early in the morning and very late in the evening. So at that time, my audience prefer image and reading my story, my product story from an image, because that gives me a quick conversion than from video. Video, it takes long time and they're kind of exhausted. So I can't expect them to see 15-minute video. If they see an image, this looks me. This looks more like me. Let me convert. Let me buy this product. So here is the funny story. I gave him all 15 benefits. Now in one creative, I have seen the product at the center and 15 legs. Each explaining each benefits. And I asked him, imagine that person. This was my requirement. He is exhausted. From his work, he's checking his Instagram and he see an article where 15 small headlines. He has to zoom in. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now I have gone through 15 benefits. Let me buy that. This is never going to happen, right? Absolutely. Then he has given me something great, and that changed. That was actually the top performer in that entire series. So just a small change. I told him I only need 4 benefits, just 4 benefits in the. I like the entire design. Instead of 15, take 4. Then he put his brain into it. Out of 15, I want to eliminate how many? 11. So he 11. kept only 15. What he has done is he has went through the competing product in Amazon and checked some of the product and go through their reviews, what those 5-star reviews are saying. So from the audience point of view, what they like. So a lot of people like fragrance-free face wash. We think that they need the fragrance, the smell. So plenty of people like fragrance-free. So that I'm not sure whether I'm talking about the same creative, but this is exactly what he has followed. He has gone through those 5-star and 4-star reviews and checked what audience are liking. Now, out of those benefits, audience voted the highest. He has checked. Okay, from the 15 list I have given, is it there? Okay, so 1 is not there, so he hasn't used it. 2 definitely is there, so he used this benefit. So from the 15 benefits, he has came down with 4 benefits. He put them in the creative. It worked wonders. Okay, so even if you are using your static creative, you have to apply as strategizing program. If you ask ChatGPT, it can give 100, maybe thousands of benefits, 1,000 benefits of your product. That's not how you have to strategize. You have to take help from these AI tools. Then you have to put your brain. Okay, see where they're like. See, let's say if they are converting from their office. Let's say if you are targeting an entrepreneur. Okay, how to do marketing effectively in 2025. Maybe having more articles there will help, because he need more data. Okay, how to do he just need 4. If he just want 4, he can just go to Gemini and ask. He loves details. Okay, there you can go for detailed description, more benefits. But for these busy moms who are looking to buy a fragrance free face wash or hair serum, go for smaller number of benefits. So understand your audience. So it's all about what you say and how you say it. So messaging and your format.
Okay, fine. Based on the many conversations which we have done today, I need to wind up the session with a very simple question, and we'll be continuing this episode in the coming days. That we'll be rolling out many interesting factors about creative strategy, because everything cannot be said in a single episode. So let me ask you a simple question to wind up the session. And actually, it was very worthwhile also to me to understand also the basics of many things which to be looked upon very seriously. So what is actually squint test and what is A-bar-B test? Is it related or is it different?
So it's squint test is basically a name I have given. Okay, so squint test is something I ask every creative team to do. So when I say, so in the beginning of the meeting with the client, I say I need creative diversity. I need as many creatives as possible. Minimum 4 and 8 is suggested. Every week release 4 to 8 number of creatives. Not necessarily. It can be mix of videos, images, statics, and carousels. But give me 4 to 8 creatives, and that's how I'm going to optimize your campaigns. They will give the diversity, but diverse creatives. But when I look them, I see a pattern. They say diverse because they give me numbers. But when I put all those creatives they share, let's say I have 4 weeks data. I put them side by side in one canvas and show the co-founder. Now, just close your eyes, just squint your eyes and look at them. What you see? You see, it's absolutely the same pattern. You don't see much difference between those creatives. You can see green color across. I mean, like, you don't have to change your brand colors or theme, but have that big levers. Just changing button from here to here. I can't call it a diverse or absolute new creatives. You have to change the entire headline. Okay, change that person. Now, let's say you are selling protein bar or protein shake. In one image, you use a young-looking person having a protein bar at gym or at office, and in other image, you showcase a 40+ woman taking the protein bar. That's the biggest change. It's the same product. You are communicating that your protein bar can be consumed by people of different ages. It's perfect for younger group, middle-aged, and even older group. Now, if you are just changing the T-shirt color of that person, is that really iterations? No. So just take
no, absolutely no.
So some people just change the background. Yeah, by the way, changing background it works, but you have to check indoor and outdoor. Okay, let's say I'm talking to entrepreneurs. So sometimes I take videos from like in the same background where the entire podcast is shooting. I record the video here, and sometimes I record the video inside my car. And sometimes I record videos out there at some park. I have seen a huge difference in the in the performance. Car most of the times works really well because that's relatable. But entrepreneurs don't get a lot of time, sitting comfortably at one place. They keep traveling. So maybe that is the reason. Okay, they are watching it from car. They keep traveling. That's That's where some guy talking about the struggle in entrepreneurship from a car. That could be the reason. I mean, you don't have to dig deeper into the reasons as long as you are coming up with a winning creative. So the point is, see if there is, does all your creatives look the same? If it looks the same, you don't have creative diversity. Okay. So bring the creative diversity, change the biggest levers in your creatives, not just,
that can be done through. So we basically call that process as A/B, right?
Before A/B testing, you have to do a skill test. That's my point. So skill test is just a visual test. See, now imagine, okay, now let me give you an example. So one of my ad showing my display on and the other showing display off. It's the same picture. Now in A/B split test, you run ads on both the images. I mean with display on and without display on. With display off. So you spend your money. I'm saying you don't have to spend your money and do the A/B split test unless you change biggest levers of your creative. So first have a visual inspection. If it looks exactly the same, then don't go for A/B split test. So if you see a biggest lever, let's say now Ameen holding phone and Latheef are holding phone. So that is absolutely different, right? My age group is 30 to 40, your age group is 40 to 50. That's the biggest lever. Now here there is a difference. That should go for A/B split test. Okay. There you should not be biased that Ameen's will work or Latheef's will work. Then go for the A/B split test and let the audience tell what is working. So every A/B split test costs you money, but skin test doesn't cost you money. Just checking visually, is it all looking same? That's the difference.
Okay. So actually, I am winding up this session today on a very positive and gratitude note that we have spoke many things which is valuable for the for the people who are running ads, who are media buyers, who are strategists, from the novice to the so-called expert people, because we are actually trying to bring a episode where people will be understanding actually on the foundation of how Meta has transitioned from an audience insight platform to a creative insight platform to give you better insight, better result, and better data-driven strategies. We will be continuing this episode tomorrow also.
Yeah.
I hope that the episode which we recorded today will be very beneficial for the people. And I would love the audience to give us questions, where these questions can be asked directly in our podcast series, and the audience can get benefit of answering that questions in between the discussions what we are doing right now. Thank you, Mr. Ameen, once again for the wonderful insights which you have delivered right now.
Thanks for having me.
And we will be meeting tomorrow again. Okay?
Yeah,
we'll be meeting
absolutely.
again tomorrow
with
much more insight, much more energy, and much more jugad, which is to be used to outsmart actually the creative process which is used in Meta.
Yes.
Thank you, Ameen. We'll be meeting you tomorrow. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you.